Hello and welcome back to Paranormal NL Podcast. That's PNL Podcast for short, located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. I'm your host and founder, Jen Noseworthy. Thank you for tuning in to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in Rawlins and 105.3 FM out on that Gulf, UPRNTalkRadio.com. Watch and listen to PNL Podcast every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern with a YouTube live chat watch party with me, your host Jen, and a few BOG team members. Now, for tonight's Our Paranormal World episode on UPRN segment number 89, I've got a special guest waiting backstage from Texas and a co-host from North Carolina who I'll bring on shortly. Now it's time to grab your favorite hot summer drink, stoke that campfire, and grab a few spooky munchies and get ready for the show tonight. Paranormal NL Podcast is sponsored by the BOG team. It's a boots-on-the-ground BOG team doing historical paranormal investigations in Newfoundland. Now, if you find yourself coming back to the show and you like the content, smash that subscribe button. Gratitude, folks. It all helps. Grab your PNL Podcast and BOG team merch at TeePublic on our link tree, Paranormal NL Podcast. Now, all the BOG team music heard in the intro and the exit is also available for download and use on all social media and streaming music platforms. Now, PNL Podcast believes in supporting international paranormal networking and highlighting global paranormal people, places, and things. Now, I want to give a shout out to who introduced me to tonight's guest, and that's Sir Bryan Bowden and Mark Eddy from Third Eye Live Podcast. Now, both Bryan and Mark are PNL Podcast Alumni-Network members. They've both been on season 2, 3, and 4. Check out their episodes. And I also want to give a big shout out to the Island of Misfits. They're a podcaster group who most of them all are PNL Podcast Alumni-Network members, like BMR, BigFoot Michigan Rob, Paranormal Paul with Paranormal Among Us, Texas Front Porch, Blondes and Booze, Greg Ogles from Relic Films, Brent Thomas with Paranormal Portal, and many more. Check out all their work. You'll love them. Now let's get on with the show. Tonight I have co-host with me, author and MUFON investigator. I have Mr. Rob Shelsky. Welcome.
Hi there, how you doing?
Now to the folks listening around the world on UPRN who haven't heard you, do you want to give a little bit about yourself?
Sure. When I'm not, no, I shouldn't say that. I was going to joke, but it's not a good idea. I'm a writer. I've written 83 books now, and I have got them all on Amazon, Bermuda Press, other places. I've been a MUFON investigator for 3 years and came across quite a bit of stuff. And I just generally love the paranormal and everything about it. I'm curious.
You're curious. Well, thanks again for being on the show. We really appreciate having you on. And all the way from Texas, we've got Miss Monica.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks for being on UPRN, United Public Radio Network. So, Monica, to the folks listening around the world, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been a Bigfoot researcher formally for well over 20 years and a student of the paranormal for my whole life. I've grown up with weird things happening around me. I've been interested in creatures and ghosts and UFOs and you name it, and I have researched it. And I just parlayed that recently into our Paranormal World podcast. I've taken a hiatus. My co-host got really sick, so I just haven't done any podcasts since he's been out trying to recover.
Nice. And you're also part of the Island of Misfit Toys. How did you manage to get tangled up with these folks? And it's a great crowd now, mind you.
Yeah, it is. Everybody there is awesome. I love all of them. We were all introduced through a conference that we attended together.
Gotcha.
And Tex came over. Greg Ogles actually introduced Tex to me, told Tex, you need
Mr. Moist himself.
Mr. Moist, who I've known for years. He went over to Tex and said, Monica's here. I didn't know she was going to be here because I kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a little while. And he said, you need to go talk to her. So we got to talking, and it's like we'd been friends forever. And,
love it.
And it just took off from there. I was a guest on a few of his shows, and then he talked me into starting our Paranormal World.
No, you've been a guest on BMR show quite often, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm a co-host with BMR on Thursday afternoons, and on Saturday nights, it's me and Brandy and Krista. We all join Rob as available, and he reads bizarre news, which is so fun because he just finds these really bizarre news articles from around the world, and we all chime in on it. It's a good time.
Yeah, big shout out to Rob. Everybody loves you. And the Blondes and Booze, of course.
He is great. I love Rob. We're both partners, so we always have a lot to talk about.
You're talking about me, right?
That's right.
Now, out of all the different realms within the paranormal, because, some people don't consider Bigfoot paranormal, but there's always the woo side of it, right? And then, paranormal is not just ghosts, it's also UFOs, right, Rob?
Yep, it sure is. There are even X-Files related them to UFOs.
Yes, yeah.
Paranormal Lights with the Bigfoot.
So, Monica, do you... I was going to ask her if she had a favorite realm that she liked.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, what is that?
A favorite what?
A realm, shall we say,
realm within the
paranormal? Yeah.
Well, okay, so within the Island of Misfit Toys, they come to me with Fae lore, because I seem to be the only one that's done any kind of research with the Fae.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people, but the Fae encompasses so much. And I think a lot of people don't realize it's not just little Tinkerbell fairies. There are so many creatures that are considered Fae.
Well, you would love Newfoundland and Labrador. We're a very Irish culture, and we've got lots of Fae here, good and evil.
Well, there's all kinds.
There is. Rob, you were going to say something before I asked Monica that question.
Oh, yeah. She was talking, or you guys were talking about Bigfoot. I just came across an interesting piece of subject on that. Apparently, all the towns that have a lot of Bigfoot sightings decline and ultimately disappear, become ghost towns. not right away, but over decades. All through the Appalachians, wherever there's a lot of sightings, the town, although there's no direct connection that they know of, but the ones that have a lot of these sightings are dying. Their populations are shrinking. The people are leaving.
Yeah,
and they think it's a correlation.
I wonder what that is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to live because they're usually small rural towns along the, fringe of forests. I don't know that I'd want to hang around if there was something creepy and menacing around the woods.
Well, that's great, Monica, because I live in a rural area, right? And the woods are in my backyard.
I've spent many an hour in the wood, many a days, weeks, months. Yeah.
Now, if Dogman and Bigfoot were to get into a fight, who do you think would win?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot? Why is that?
He's bigger.
But Dogman could jump and run faster, couldn't he? Or bite?
Because I've seen a
Bigfoot
Dogman. Yeah, I think it does.
We'll have to have a pit fight and see which one wins.
Like the old MTV celebrity death matches.
Yeah, there you go. American Gladiators.
Right. No, I think this is one of the conferences that you were talking about, Crossing Realms Conference.
Yeah.
That was a popular one that you've been to. Do you have any conferences that you're going to this year?
No, the one that we put on last year, the one you just showed, that was put on by the Island of Misfit Toys. So that was interesting. I wanted to do a second one, but it was a group effort and I can't get anybody to be consistent with me on doing a second one. So, that's kind of up in the air. I'd still like to continue it again. Maybe not in the same place. I think that town was.
Well, it's a lot of work putting off a conference. Right?
I mean, I've done it for years. I helped put on the Texas Bigfoot Conference in the beginning, like for a long time. And so I've got experience with throwing those together and, the organization behind the scenes, what a lot of people don't consider media, reaching out to the media, putting out press releases.
There's a lot of stuff involved in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of headaches. Now, when it comes to the paranormal and stuff, do you have a spooky tale that you want to tell or something that kind of sticks out in your experience or mind?
Well, I have, I've had a lot of strange encounters over the years. So if you pick a subject, I can tell you about a story that I had.
How about something Bigfoot related or Dogman related?
Dogman related. So I can tell you my Dogman when I saw a Dogman.
Uh-oh.
Because I saw it in an area that most people wouldn't think that you would see a creature like that. Right?
Okay.
I saw it in a very populated part of Dallas.
Oh, wow. All right.
Which is not obviously where you would expect to see something like that.
Right. Yeah.
So it was winter. It was in December for sure because there were Christmas. I remember very clearly the Christmas decorations were out.
And it does get cold in Texas, even though people think it don't. It does.
Oh, we get snow and ice. Yeah. Up north. And
now, I'm going to say before you keep going, you may hear my cat running around having a party in the background. So
I've got cats too.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll jump up here and make a cameo.
Yeah.
So it was a winter night. It was like 11:30 at night. And I know that because I was driving to pick my daughter up from her job.
Okay.
And she worked on the edge of a really affluent part of Dallas, right? Big mansions with big yards. And I turned onto this street that would connect me. It was going down a major road. And I turned left to cut through this really affluent neighborhood with these big mansions and giant yards. And right as I made the turn, I hadn't even started accelerating yet.
No. Okay.
And I see movement out of the corner of my eye. And these neighborhoods aren't well lit. There's like one street light every 2 blocks, maybe. And there just happened to be a street light, maybe, I don't know, I'm really bad with distance, maybe 10 yards, 15 yards away from me as I made the turn. Anyway, I caught the movement and
sorry, that's my cat. He threw something on the floor.
Like they
so we're in tell us we're in an affluent neighborhood, someplace where you wouldn't even think Dogman was there.
Yeah. And I thought it was because it was low to the ground. It was moving like at a pretty steady clip. And I was thinking that it was like somebody's dog got out and it was running towards the road, the direction I was going. So I didn't really accelerate. I was like, oh, poor thing, because it was a really busy road that I came off of. And I was really hoping that, it wouldn't go in that direction.
Right.
And so, I'm sitting there and then it must have noticed me and it turns and it starts coming towards my car rather.
Oh, that's what you don't want to happen. Right.
And I'm still thinking it's a dog. Right. And I'm kind of watching it like out of the corner of my eye and I see it moves and it starts coming towards me. Well, all of a sudden, and this is the weirdest part, the whole thing's weird, but this is, the part that I don't hear a lot of people talk about is I suddenly got like this overwhelming sensation, like feeling of like danger, dread. And it was like,
your third sense kind of kicked in.
Yeah, like
your sixth
fight
sense.
or flight for sure, fight or flight. But I still think it's a dog. There's no reason for me to be having this.
Okay.
And it's like the head, and it's just like waves crashing on me. Like I can't get, like I'm in danger. I get like freaking out. This really evil feeling comes on me, and I'm turned to look, and the thing's coming at me. It's starting to kind of bound, like hop. And then it's jumping higher, which is weird. I'm like, what in the world? And it jumps up and lands down maybe 10 feet from my passenger window. And it lands in, I used to call it a runner stance, like when you'd start, but it's like a superhero stance, like one arm up and one arm like down. It landed like that. And then it started to stand up. It didn't stand up all the way. And then it crouched back down. And I'm still like,
your mouth is hanging open.
I haven't hit the gas. I still got this really,
my mouth off.
horrible feeling coming over me. Right. And now I'm realizing why I have a horrible feeling coming over me. And it crouches its neck down. It kind of extends it out and just watches my car roll by. Like it's looking in the passenger window, watching my car roll by. And I snap out of it because I was stunned, to say the least. And I floor it, I just hit the gas.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. And I tore down that street. I tore through every stop sign, and I was so scared because it's a really dark street. And I was convinced that it, because you're not supposed to run. Fight or, predator prey response. I'm thinking at any moment, I'm going to feel this thing jump on the back of my car. Right. And they're going to find my car with all the windows broken out. There's going to be blood everywhere. Nobody's going to know what the heck happened to me. And I'm afraid to look in the rearview mirror because I don't want to see what I think is coming.
Well, because you hear stories all the time where they follow you home. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember getting to my daughter's work, which is at the end of this street. This little shortcut street opens up onto another pretty major street, but it's like 11:30 at night. There's not a lot of traffic. So I pull into the parking lot where she works and I back in. So I'm looking at the street I just came out of. And I think I'm going to see this freaking werewolf looking thing, come out of the dark and come running towards my, I don't know. I mean, I'm scared. And she finally comes out of work, gets in the car, and I debated like driving back down that road to see if I could see it again. But then
to see what it was,
but to see like somebody else sees it, like But then I was like, if I didn't want that same feeling. I didn't want that evil, weird feeling coming on me.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to subject my daughter to that. As much as I want.
I've seen a coy wolf in Texas one time, and that thing had no fear. I mean, it was really, really early in the morning, had to go to work early, had to be there at like 6. So, on the road early, a bit of mist and stuff, and tall grass on both sides, and look up and he's just there stopped with his head down, like ready to pounce. I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I just stopped the car and we're just going to lock eyes and look at each other for a bit. And then he just walks off in the grass.
Yeah.
Nonchalantly. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, bye. Right. So what just happened? And I knew it wasn't a normal coyote. It was huge. And it wasn't like a tiny fox or anything. So it just makes your mind wonder, like, what the heck was that?
Well, I mean, I know what it looked like. And,
But yours was a little bit strange on 2 legs and jumping like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw it, it was low, like I said, it was low to the ground. It was on all, it had to have been on all fours. I thought it was a dog.
Now in Texas, they talk about chupacabra. Have you ever had people talk about that? No. Yeah. What do you think, Rob?
I was just wondering if that was a chupacabra.
Which one?
The one she was seeing in Texas, picking up her daughter in Dallas.
Oh no, I don't think that was a chupacabra. No, it was not a chupacabra.
Yours was bigger.
Yeah.
Chupacabra is smaller, right?
Well, there's the blue dog chupacabra, and then there's the traditional Puerto Rican actual chupacabra.
Okay, that one's bigger.
Why is it most people haven't seen any of these things, or have they? I mean, I sure as hell.
Some people say they're like rabid dogs with no hair on them and stuff, right?
Right.
That's what some people say.
Yeah, I mean, well, the blue dogs, yeah, and they look like black dogs with no hair to me.
Right.
That's what they
do.
look
They
like.
inhabit certain areas? I mean, like, is it more
mostly South Texas, like kind of like where you were, Jen, is where a lot of those.
Yes.
Like the South and South Central Texas, I would say, is where you get most of those reports.
Now, did you ever go back to that area?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I didn't for a while because we took the long way home.
Did you get a weird feeling again when you went back to that area?
No. And I didn't expect to because, I've been a researcher for a long time. I mean, it's very odd that, 1 in a billion that I even saw anything. The chances of it being there for a second time would have been outrageous.
Sorry, cat again.
What's it doing? Demolishing the house?
I don't know what's going on. They're both having a party. My husband's supposed to be babysitting, but it's not working out very well.
Not working.
Yeah.
No. What kind of pets do you have, Monica?
I have 4 cats.
You have 4 kitties. You must have barred yours outside the door, did you?
Yeah, I'm in the dining room with all the doors closed.
Oh, okay.
But at one point, if they notice I'm in here, I'll get the, on the glass,
No, mine are probably acting out because they did unfortunately get locked in the bathroom by mistake by somebody today.
Uh-oh.
And they were in there for about an hour until we discovered them. Now Rob has got some friends there joining us.
That looks like my Oliver.
That's Scooter.
Oh my gosh, you've got a cat named Oliver.
He looks like
too?
Oliver, but
Rob doesn't have a cat named
you
Oliver.
have a cat named Oliver?
Is he an orange kitty?
Why did you name it Oliver?
His is orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he look like an Oliver?
Interesting.
Like short, 4-legged, and orange.
Yeah. Well, I looked at him and I was like, "You're an Oliver. You're Oliver." He wandered onto my porch when he was just a little kid, and he was probably like
Did he?
1 month old, 2 months old.
He knew where to go. He said, "This is the house. This is it."
She's putting off cat lady vibes. I'm gonna go there.
No, I like looking in the background at people's stuff too. What do you got there? A ghost with ears?
Which one? This?
Yeah.
My disco ghost?
Disco ghost. I love it.
And his pet disco cat.
Disco cat.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
it. Sparkle kitty. Yeah, the 3 of us like that. We're all cat people.
My ghost, my painting. That's a cat statue in front of it.
Okay.
A little Dia de los Muertos. I've got some Egyptian artifacts back here.
Nice. Love it.
Oh, I do too, including a
My
cat.
skull with the crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you paint that painting?
Yeah.
Did you?
That one? That one?
Yeah.
Or that one? No, I didn't do. I'm not that talented. It's interesting because my son was killed many years ago,
Monica.
right?
Wow.
And the leading up to his death, though, I've never painted before in my life. And I had this overwhelming urge to paint. And I would have in my mind what I'd try to paint. Of course, it's not going to be great because I'd never painted before in my life. But no matter what I'd sit down to do, I would paint these tunnels. right? Because the cat, there's a cat figure in front of it. There's no cat
Right.
in the middle of that one. And I had, by the time he ended up passing, I had probably 10 paintings of these tunnels. And I was like, I don't know why I'm painting these like.
Is he trying to show you maybe where he is?
No, it was before he died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it was very sudden, like it was an accident. So he, it's not like he was ill and I was in the back of my mind thinking, Do you think you foreshadowed this? I think
with all those paintings?
Yeah. I think some part of me was, new,
Yeah.
And I believe in Akashic records. I think that on some level.
Did you want to talk about the Akashic records, Rob? Or?
Actually, I kind of want to know how old your son was when he passed.
He was 17. He was a month before his 18th birthday. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was crossing the street and this lady blew through a red light and got him in the crosswalk.
Wow.
Now
I'm so sorry.
Akashic records. Is it Akashic or Akashic? I've never been able to.
I am actually not quite sure how to pronounce it right.
Akashic.
And do you believe they're in the collective subconscious like Carl Jung did, or do you believe they're like in some chamber underneath the pyramids or Sphinx or somewhere?
I don't know that there is any physical place for it, like underneath the
yeah, because some people think it is.
I hear people say it's a metaphysical place that you could visit, kind of like a library that people get to visit.
I think that it's likely another dimension, for lack of a better word. I think it's more in depth than just, it's another dimension. And I also believe in stacked dimension. I think that we're stacked on like.
It's good because now they're saying there might be 17 dimensions to the universe, and we're in the top one. Or the bottom one, whichever you prefer. But could it not be quantum in nature, like the information's out there in the universe and the quantum level, and that we tap into it at some point in time?
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that, and I
dark
think
matter.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Interesting.
I'm trying to find some scientific, more or less, explanation for these things because it's all part of reality, apparently. So if it's part of reality, then that means it's not really paranormal. It's normal. We just don't know that it is normal yet, so we call it paranormal.
Yeah, it's paranormal because it's outside of our understanding of normal, like
our experiences.
What we quantify as normal, it is out of those boundaries. And I think that there has to be a natural explanation, or and I don't just jump to conclusions. I criticize my own thoughts. I criticize everything. I need to look for the logical explanation.
You analyze.
Yeah. Before I commit to anything. And sometimes I'll say I believe this if I'm just in conversation, but really I need to take a step back and say I believe that it's possible because there's no way to prove any of it. We're not in a capacity right now to prove anything.
Kind of hard to wrap your brain around it, right?
Right.
Do you ever get like you had a wave of fear or dread when that dog man was sort of stalking you? Do you ever go anywhere in particular where you get the sensation of dread, of a negative atmosphere, very strongly, not mildly?
I've been all over the U.S. researching, like backcountry, dispersed, like places where motorized vehicles aren't allowed to go. I have, you get spooked and you might feel, and anybody who tells you that they don't get spooked or they don't get straight they're lying. You do. You get used to it over time. If you're in a certain area.
Where I don't even want to go into the Appalachian Mountains anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there's places where I feel uncomfortable, but I have to say that specific feeling I had that night, I have never felt before. I've been so scared that I couldn't talk. Right. Because when I was a child, some guy tried to kidnap me. I realized what was going on and I was backing up and I was so scared I couldn't scream and I couldn't talk.
Oh my gosh.
I've been that scared before, but even then it was not comparable to what happened to me as I'm driving down that road and that thing's running.
Monica, have you ever had a medium or anybody ever say that you had an attachment or anything?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what did they say?
They said I had an entity attached to me, but it wasn't, it was through family. It was like generational attachments.
Okay. So it was ancestral.
Yeah. It wasn't just, well, she looks like somebody I'd like to cling to. It wasn't that.
So it was more of a protection spirit. It wasn't something that was.
Well, I think that we all have guardians, right? I think people call them guardian angels. I call them my
ancestors.
Spirit guides.
Right, spirit guides.
Right. I think it's all the same thing. It's all, and I think we all have more than one.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that too. What do you think, Rob? Do you believe in that?
I'm kind of torn because in the 80s, that was very big, spirit guides. And the spirit guides were always Native Americans. I don't know why. I don't think there's enough Native Americans to go around for all the people.
It just sounds cool. I think that's what a lot of that was.
Yeah, I think so too. But I do feel guided. I'm not sure I'd call them spirit guides. Maybe people who've passed before me who have been helped me along the way at certain points in time. Sometimes I feel a presence very strongly, and other times nothing at all when I really want to, you know.
It's interesting. We're talking about this, and my EMF kind of went off like a few times as we were talking about that. I always like to put something up around to see if they're listening or giving some kind of response. I had a cat ball, but it was playing with it so much the battery went dead.
Yeah, I think that, okay, so I think that's, and one of the fortifying for me things that happen in my life that, you know, compel me to believe that I have spirit, you can call them guardian angels, whatever, spirit guides, is that the day that, and I keep coming back to this, that my son was killed, I saw him walking down the road, and every fiber in my being, every fiber in my mother body was like, go pick him up and drive him where you need to go. But we were on our way to my daughter's birthday party and we were late, and he was 17. He didn't want to go, and I was fine with that. So he was walking to his friend's house, and I was like, oh, I'm just being an overprotective mother. I need to stop, you know, but it was just
something in you trying to get you to,
yeah. And even before that, maybe 6 months before that, so a year prior, my father had passed away. And of course I was devastated, but I wasn't as devastated as I had been before, right? I mean, I love my dad. My dad is the one who raised me. And it was obviously sad, but I was like, wow, you know, it didn't impact me the way I thought, you know, previous deaths had impacted me. And I was like, I wonder, you know, that's really curious. I wonder why. And, you know, about 6 months before, this is really weird, I was debating whether or not, because my son, you know, had his permit and he was getting ready to get his license. And I don't know why kids these days aren't like we were and just want to run out and get the minute they turn 16. But my children did that. But I was like, oh, I should get him a car. So, you know, once he gets his driver's license, he can have the car. And I was like, oh, I don't know. You know, he's kind of irresponsible. I don't know if he's even going to get his driver's license. You know, I was thinking that in my dad's voice, like in my mind, I heard my dad say, get that boy off the street.
Really?
Yeah. And that was really weird. And I was thinking, okay, like, you know, I'm ignoring all of this input that's coming towards me. That's, you know, stop and pick in the day of, stop and pick him up. And, you know, 6 months prior to that, my father's in my mind saying, get the boy off the street, get that boy off the street. I mean, it was the clearest thought. And it was my dad's voice just out of the blue, get that boy off the street.
So you had a lot of signs beforehand.
Yeah, but I did. You know, hindsight's 20/20.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, at the time I'm like, oh, that's weird.
If you'd only known, right?
Right.
I got to ask you, because it happened to me twice. After someone you love passes, did you ever have a dream shortly afterwards that was very, very real, where it was kind of almost like a goodbye scenario to them? I was told once by someone, after my father died, they said, he will come and visit you, but only once. And it happened with my mother when she passed. And sure as heck, it happened with my father too. It was very real. I could feel the fabric of his clothing. I was hugging him, and I said to him, Dad, I love you. And he goes, I love you too. And I go, but you're dead. And he goes, maybe I am. And that was the dream. But he was in his recliner. But it was so realistic. I could smell the clothing. I could smell, I could feel it. Usually my dreams aren't that realistic. I can get color, but not like that. And it happened with my mother and my father. So did it happen with your son, if it's not too personal a question?
No.
Right.
Actually, I would get upset because I wanted to have a dream with it, right? Because that's the only way I can see him anymore.
You wanted some closure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And, I want to see him and be able to, even though it's a dream, I want to feel as though he's there and I can hug him. And I would have dreams where I knew he was nearby, but he wasn't there. Do
you ever get signs around your house that he's there?
No, I don't think he's hanging around. I think he might come by every now and then to check.
Yeah.
But I saw him one time only after he died, and it was maybe a month after he had died. The way my house was set up back then is his bedroom door was right next to my bedroom door. It was right here.
It was close.
And my bathroom was arranged so that if all of our doors were open and you walked out of my bathroom, you could kind of look into his room a little bit. You'd see the door. And I had his bedroom door open because I used to go and sit there and smell his. And I want to say I was coming out of the shower, and I walked out and I happened to look just towards his door, and he was there. And I've seen more than one ghost over the years, and usually their color, they look like people, they might be a little more translucent, but they usually look like people. I've only seen one other one that was monochromatic. The very first one I ever saw was monochromatic, but he was all gray, like a grayscale sketch of him. And he was kind of crouched down near the door, and he was looking at me, and I looked at him and I went like that. And he went like, oh my gosh, he saw me. And he ran into his room, and I was like, no.
But you saw him though. That's good.
Clear as could be. It was him.
So he's hanging around. He's there.
I think he was there initially because it was this very, very violent, very sudden passing. I don't think he was there 1 minute and gone the next. And I think it took him a while to adjust to
Maybe
that.
it took him a while to figure out that he was gone.
No, I think he knew he was gone right away. I do.
Okay.
Because, his body lived for a few hours. He wasn't in there.
Yeah.
I have another question for you. This is probably a difficult one because it's kind of big scope, but what is your total philosophy about life with regard to magic and cryptids and the afterlife? I mean, have you managed to synthesize a structure, a belief system about all this that incorporates it and somehow makes it balanced? Or, I mean, do you have that yet?
Well, I think that everything in this realm, everything in this world is vibrational, right? Everything you can see different things if you're vibrating at the right energy.
Frequency,
frequency. Yeah. And that goes for people that have passed. I think it goes for being able to see cryptids, being able to see fae. Because I got to tell you, my whole life, since I was a small child, I've had weird things happen. And I think that if that becomes your norm, maybe you are born vibrating at a certain frequency that allows you to encounter these things and see these things. And, I don't know that, and I'm sure it is something that could be, cultivated, something that could be developed. I wouldn't have this slightest clue how to do that, but
no, I believe too that all makes sense about the vibrational aspect of it. I mean, that's a big part of it that opens you up to it.
And I think
why does everyone like mediums always refer to as vibrations? Is it because you feel it or see it or?
No, you don't feel it. You don't feel it. I think it's just, you don't realize that your thoughts and your energy are just in tune with this certain frequency. Like you're
like when you meditate, you get to a certain brain frequency wave.
Yeah.
Like a
Theta
certain
waves.
brain vibration.
And I think that some people can achieve that just naturally, just through
in conscious state. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, string theory supports you. String theory says everything is made up of particles that are actually small loops of vibrating energy, and how they vibrate determines what kind of particles they are. And if that's the case, then your whole body is made up of vibrating objects. And if they're in resonance, maybe that's why you can experience.
Well, we're 70% water, right? We're going to vibrate.
Yeah, we're not solid. We seem solid, but we're not.
It's like everything on the planet seems
Nothing
solid,
is
but
solid.
it's actually
nothing is solid.
We're all ghosts. Did you know that? You could put your hand through your desk if it weren't for the strong nuclear reaction that repels your atoms in your hand to that of the desk. But if that nuclear wasn't there, you could put your hand right through that desk. Everything. That desk, everything in the universe is like 99.9999%
we're all ghosts.
Vacuum.
Yeah, and they say that CERN is kind of messing with that. You had talked about all the different dimensional layers, right? I mean, they're doing all this weird stuff with dark matter. Who knows how that is actually affecting everything?
CERN freaks me out.
It is freaky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you said you had some Fae stories. Did you want to talk about some of your Fae experiences?
So really the only one that is, in my opinion, like clearly straightforward Fae, was a time I was researching out in East Texas. I had taken a group of people out on an investigation, and we were camping at this little tiny campground that I keep to myself because it's really a very small one, and it doesn't fail me. Like there's always something weird going on there. I had a phantom car roll up on me there.
No.
But this night we were coming back from a late night investigation, and we had reserved some camping spots on the secluded part. And these are, maybe half mile away from the rest of the campground down this little road. There's like a little spoke offshoot, and then like 7 campsites altogether. Okay. And they're surrounded on 3 sides by water. Like you can only get in one way, you can only get out one way. And we were on our way to this campsite that I had reserved for us all. And as we're driving by, I see movement, right, in the grass. And it was shorter grass. I think they had mowed down a little bit, but then it was taller, and then the forest line started. And I see movement. I'm thinking armadillo. All right, what you normally see in East Texas, armadillos everywhere. And I look, and there's this little creature, and it was a gnome. It was a gnome. It was maybe max 24 inches high. It had really muted earth tone colors. I saw its profile, and it was walking in the direction of our camp, and it had a red cap on, but it wasn't like a bright red. It was like a faded red, and like brown and green, like natural. It looked like natural fiber, natural dyes. Like they took plant matter and like would dye the fabric with that. And it was just walking, and it didn't look friendly. I wasn't getting a super friendly vibe off of it, and it didn't acknowledge that we were driving by. And I didn't want it to know that I saw it. And
why didn't you want to know?
Because I don't trust Faye. I just wasn't getting
that can be real
off of it. And it was walking very purposefully towards in the direction anyway of our campground. And I leaned forward because I was in the back of a truck. Right. It was an extended cab truck, and I was in the back, and the 2 ladies were up front talking, and I leaned forward. I was like, do you see that? Do you see that? And of course she's, the driver is just going along. She's not paying attention whatsoever. She doesn't look out the window. And they were both like, we didn't see anything. There's, they did like barely paid any attention to me. And I was like, nah. And so we get to camp, and the first campsite you come to once you get into our little area, I'm the first campsite you would happen upon if you were coming into camp. And I was camping out of my SUV at the time. And I just remember thinking, God, please let me go to sleep immediately and let me not have to wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, because I didn't want to wake up to that. Because it was a really scary little face, like from what I could see from the profile. And
I'm sorry, was it daytime that you saw it, or at night?
This was at night. This was very early, and it was like 2 a.m.
Oh.
And the moon must have been out, because I remember there was light. And I just remember thinking, I don't want to wake up. And I don't want to wake up and have to use because you had to walk down that road to get to the facilities. And I also don't want to wake up with its little face pressed against my window, like watching me sleep, you know.
I
That would be creepy.
Talker a lot in spirit box, like they're watching through the window. Do you get that a lot in your spirit box or spirit talker? That they're looking at you through the window, they're watching through the window?
No, I'm not cool with that.
Because we're close to a forest, right?
Right.
So nighttime, I tend to pull the blinds down a lot. And I wonder, is that why humans do that? Because they feel like somebody's watching?
That's why you do it in Appalachia, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, in Appalachia, they close it and they paint their porches blue.
Oh, I painted my porch blue.
Now, why is the blue? Tell me
on the roof of my porch. Yeah.
Why the blue?
I have no idea.
Because spirits can't cross water.
Is that what it is?
But they can use it for energy, though, which is interesting.
They use what for energy?
They think that the Haints can't cross the Haints can't cross the water to get into the house. They're trying to keep them out.
Oh,
okay. Look, I haven't heard that before, that they couldn't cross it.
And there's some towns you don't go out. You don't go out at night in the Appalachians. They're small towns. You stay inside, and you always close your curtain.
Yes, and they say you're not supposed to whistle, right? Because that attracts
any wood. Don't whistle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't whistle at night.
Don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't while you work.
You don't want to draw in the bed at
night.
And they say that if you hear a voice calling from the woods up in the Appalachians, and it sounds like someone you know, don't answer it and don't go.
Yeah, don't.
Right. They try to pretend there's somebody you know. Or if it's a baby or something, right?
Anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't follow a voice that I thought was a friend. Like, I'll go back to camp and be like, is so-and-so here? If they're not here, then we'll go out collectively looking for this. I think maybe I heard them back here. I'm not wandering off by myself.
No. Yeah.
Monica, come to me, Monica.
What do you suppose that is in the Appalachia? Like, why?
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Weird out there.
Yeah.
Why all of that?
Yeah.
What do you think that voice is? What do you think it's called?
Oh, I think it's a mimic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
S
Why is
Walker?
it?
You believe it's S Walker? Or
I think
some
that
kind
there's
of indigenous
entities that are close to the flesh pedestrians, right? Of the native Southwest. They're the
or maybe elementals.
Elementals, it could be. I think that any spirit though over the years has figured out, oh hey, if we mimic the voice, they'll come out here, and then we've got them.
Do you think that thing that you saw, Monica, could have been an elemental, even though it's so tiny? Excuse me. I guess an elemental could be small, right?
Could be small, but elementals were never any sort of human, right? And this thing looked, even though it was scary looking, it had like all the usual appendages you would expect from a human, even though
Aren't they the manifestation of different aspects of nature?
Yeah.
Elementals, yeah. Do you believe in tree spirits? The old knock wood?
I do. I knock on wood. I know why you knock on wood.
I knock wood all.
Bring out the tree spirit for protection, right?
Yeah, you're asking for favor.
Yeah.
No, do you think that's why Bigfoot knocks on the trees?
No. I think that they're trying to communicate
Communication?
with each other. Yeah, their tree knocking is communication.
Kind of like how elephants, they use their feet for communication. They growl really low, and then they can sense and feel it in their feet for other elephants.
I did not know that.
Are the tree knocking? Can they sense it or feel it in their feet through the roots?
Oh, that's a
question, because their feet are so big.
Aspen are actually considered the biggest living creature organism on the planet. And aspen forests. It's all interconnected.
Yeah,
they have like really big roots and interconnections. It just makes you wonder how interconnected are all the trees, because I've heard spirits say we travel through the trees. So
I wonder, with science, we're always picking on the physical aspects of things, and we examine it under a microscope or through a telescope. It's almost like we're looking at little Lego blocks.
Yeah.
We see the big picture that the Lego blocks make. We're just so busy concentrating on the individual blocks, the makeup of it, rather than the totality.
Right.
It makes you wonder. I have to say, with your experiences, your fey nature, and all of that, what is your feeling about the universe in general? Do you feel positive about it, negative about it, or is it a place we should be afraid of, or is it a place that we should walk carefully, or is it a place
I think, it's a place where you tread carefully. Our universe, meaning our realities, right? I believe manifestation to a degree, right? It's not a fast, quick fix for anything, but I think that if you set your intentions, your vibrations will head in that direction, and you'll attract whatever it is you're looking for. So, but it's not a quick fix. It's not a fix all for everything either.
It sounds like affirmations.
Yeah. Well, bad things happen to good people. The universe is a place that needs to be tread lightly, and I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of it all, I find out this is purgatory.
I wondered about that.
You never know.
I wonder if maybe we were in hell. If you think about
I don't think it's, if we're on one of the surface layers of hell, if it's hell.
Well, there are so many layers, right? Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. I don't know. When you think about it, everything in the world has to eat something else. Life cannot survive unless it destroys other life. Suns go nova, suns go supernova, hypernova. There's cosmic ray bursts, there's super giant.
Let's hope our sun doesn't go supernova soon, because it's been having a lot of CMEs and weird stuff coming out of it, right?
Well, it's the high maximum
through cycles.
Yeah.
Cycle.
Let's hope.
Do you guys want to give a shout out? I want to thank both of you again for being on the show tonight. I really appreciate having you both back on. Do you want to give a shout out on where people can find you? You want to start, Monica?
Sure. You can find my shorts, and I do talk about the Fae quite a bit in them, as well as my previous episodes of my podcast on YouTube. And if you just go into the search bar and you type in Monica's Paranormal World, so the name of the podcast is Our Paranormal World, but that was taken. So,
and I have it up here on the banner for y'all. So in case you don't have it, you can grab it from the banner. How about you, Rob?
Well, first I'd like to say that, Monica, you're one of the most well-spoken guests we've had, and very clear. And I really enjoyed talking to you for that reason. I really have.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. And Jen, I learned a lot from you. I didn't know that about elephants, for instance.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah. I've got all kinds of weird facts you don't know.
Yeah.
Especially about animals.
Well, why do you know so much about animals?
I love animals. I always have. Yeah, it's just one of my passions.
That's awesome.
Just like our cat passion, right?
Right.
Yeah. I found out my neighbor across the street has 10 cats.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I have 14, so there you go. But
Okay.
yeah, you can just get my books on Amazon, Permuted Press, Simon & Schuster. But again,
you didn't get to mention your little cattery thing on the go here. Your what did we call this? Your UFO cats?
Yeah, that's actually what you're looking at, Monica, is my backyard. I have
I love it. I've seen those before.
And they come from a cattery up on the deck, so they can go through the door in the back, go into the cattery, or go down into these tunnels to the woods.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
cute,
your kitties get to experience the woods. I wonder, have your cats ever seen anything weird in the woods that they can tell you about?
I had a cat staring at the wall above my chair last night for the longest time.
Oh, you never know.
I'd had to kiss a cat that would hiss in the dark, sleep on my legs, wake up in the middle of the night in a dark room. I'm like, what? And it just starts hissing at nothing.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
That is horrible.
Because then your mind starts to think, what is it looking at? Right?
Stop.
So, Rob, do you want to give a shout out on where people can find your stuff?
Sure. They can find me at Amazon.com or Simon Schuster or Permuted Press, or just Google my name on the internet. I'm probably like Monica. By the way, Monica, do you write any books?
I do. I'm an avid reader.
No, but do you write them? Because I'd like to read some of your books.
I'm in the process of making a book.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I'm in the process of writing a book, but it's fiction.
Can't wait.
Yeah, folklore.
Okay, that's going to be good. Everybody check out Monica's book when it comes out soon. Yeah, we'll have to drop you a line and let you know when it comes out. Thank you both again for being on Paranormal NL Podcast and UPRN, United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in Rawlins and 105.3 FM on Deck Golf. So everybody check out Monica's Paranormal World and Rob Shelsky. So thanks again, folks, for being on. We're going to leave you with a little bit of Bog Team music. Maybe how about some peppy female pop music that I had in earlier. Here we go.